Hello everyone, let's start with transports in plants. Okay, let's simplify the paragraph. We have discussed earlier how plants take in simple compounds such as carbon dioxide and photosynthesize energy stored in their chlorophyll containing organs, namely the leaves. So the leaves contains the chlorophyll. You got this? Earlier you got photosynthesis takes place in the chlorophyll. Now you got in leaves. I have already told you in previous videos. In leaves, this chlorophyll containing leaf is the chlorophyll containing organ. Now the other kinds of raw materials needed for building plant bodies will also have to be taken up separately. For plants, the soil is the nearest and richest source of raw materials such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and other minerals. Now, this might be a question: how do plants get nitrogen and phosphorus? Well, they get it from the soil. How will they get from soil? Via the roots. Okay, now is it easy? Okay. The absorption of these substances therefore occurs through the part in contact with the soil, namely root, as I have told you. If the distance between soil containing organs and the chlorophyll containing organs are small, energy raw materials can easily diffuse to all the parts of the body. Uh, do you understand what they wanted to mean by this line? Okay, let's simplify this. If a plant is like this, and this is the leaf. Now this is soil and this is air. Okay. Now the minerals present here, nitrogen and other minerals present here, will directly go via the root to the leaves. But imagine if a plant is like this, the minerals have to go all the way to the leaves. So it has to travel a longer distance, isn't it? Now, but if the distance becomes large because change in plant body design, diffusion process will not be sufficient to provide the raw materials in the leaves and energy in the roots. You understand now? So simple diffusion won't be enough for this big tree. A proper system of transportation is therefore essential in such situation. Now, do you understand why this proper system of transportation is present in plants? Now, I hope you understand this. Okay. Now, energy needs differ between different body designs. Plants do not move. Plant bodies have a large proportion of dead cells in many tissues. As a result, plants have low energy needs and can use relatively slow transport system. The distances over which transport system have to operate, however, can be very large in pairs, such as tall trees. Now, plants are generally sedentary. Okay, plants are sedentary. That means they do not move. That is why the energy requirement is very less in plants. And moreover, plant contains dead tissue. Okay. So the energy need is less. Energy need is less. That is why a slow transportation system, unlike us in animals, slow transportation system can work very nicely. That is why plants have a slow transportation system. Plant transport system will move energy stores from the leaves to and raw materials from the roots. And these two pathways are constructed as independently organized conducting tubes. Now let's learn about this thing. One is xylem and one is phloem. You have to by heart these two terms because in your class 11 and class 12 you will get these terms again and again in different patterns. So you have to by heart these two terms, xylem and phloem. Now xylem moves water and minerals obtained from the soil, and phloem transport products of photosynthesis from the leaves. They are synthesized to the other parts of the plant. Now we have to remember this. For a tree from the soil, who helps to move? Xylem. From the leaf, the products of photosynthesis, who helps to move in? It's the phloem. So you remember photosynthesis products is phloem, PP. You remember like this. I hope it is clear to all. Okay, let's move to the next paragraph. Transport of water. In xylem tissue, vessels and tracheids of the roots, stems, and leaves are interconnected to form a continuous system of water conducting channels reaching all parts of the plant. Now, in xylem tissue, what are the present? Vessels and tracheids. These are nothing but conducting tubules at this for the time being. You just remember like that. At the roots, cells contact with the soil actively take up ions. This creates a difference in the concentration of the ions of root and the soil. Okay, let's understand this. How roots absorb water. Let's take these are the roots. So the roots can actively take up the ions. This will create a concentration difference. Due to this concentration difference, water will move because water also stays in ionic form, as you have already know. So water will move inside the roots. Is it clear why the water moves inside the roots and how this water moves? Because of the concentration gradient. You got this in your chemistry classes about concentration gradient and movement of water. So the same process happens here. So water therefore moves into the root from the soil to eliminate the difference. Water will neutralize. This means that there is a steady movement of water into the root xylem, creating a column of water that steadily pushes upward. So this water will steadily push upward. One water will column will push other one, other one, other one. That water moves upward. Is it clear, everyone? I hope it's clear to all. Okay. However, this pressure by itself is unlikely to enough to move water to heights that we commonly see in plants. Plants use another strategy to move water xylem upwards to the highest point of the body. In this paragraph, they have mentioned earlier they have said diffusion was not enough. Now they are saying even this pushing of water column due to the concentration gradient is also not enough. Okay. Now let's understand what are other processes. Provided that the plant has an adequate supply of water, the water which is lost through the stoma is replaced by water from the xylem vessels in the leaf. Earlier we got about the stomas. Through the stoma, water gets vaporized. So once water gets vaporized, the water coming through the roots via these xylem vessels will get into the leaves, so it will move upward, they say. In fact, evaporation of water molecules from the cells of the leaf creates a suction which pulls the xylem from xylem cells of the roots. And loss of water in the form of vapor of aerial parts of the plant is known as transpiration. This releasing of water molecule as vapor is known as transpiration. You have to remember this. What is transpiration? They might ask you in your board exam. So you have to remember the process of release of water as vapor through the stomata is the process known as transpiration. And due to this process, just imagine. To simplify this, just imagine a column is there. Okay. Now water gets vaporized. Water is vaporized, vapor. So more water will pull upward. This is what they mean by this paragraph of transpiration. This transpiration process also helps in movement of water upwards. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Now let's remind all the processes which moves water upward in a plant. Firstly, diffusion, simple diffusion. Secondly, yes, remember what was the second process? The concentration gradient. And third and finally, transpiration pool. Because transpiration creates a suction pressure that pulls water upward. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. Let's now see how food molecules. Thus, transpiration helps in absorption and upward movement of water and minerals dissolved in it from roots to leaves. It also helps in temperature regulation. The effect of root pressure in transport of water is more important at night. During the day, when stomata are open, transpiration pool becomes major driving force of movement of water in the xylem. At night, the transport of water at night, root pressure is more important. You just remember this term. At night, stomata is closed. So there is no transpiration. Transpiration is absent. That is why no transpiration pool. That is why root pressure is more important driving force at night. Okay. But at daytime, stomata is open. Transpiration takes place. So transpiration is the main driving force at day for water to move in the xylem. Just remember this, okay? Now we will learn about the food transportation in plants. Earlier, now till now, we have discussed about the water transportation. Transport of food and other substances. So far, we have discussed the transport of water and minerals in the plant. Now, let us consider how the products of metabolic process, particularly photosynthesis, are moved from leaves, where they are formed, to other parts of the plant. The transport of soluble products of photosynthesis called translocation. Suppose this is a leaf. Photosynthesis takes place and the materials will transport to the different parts of the plant. This change of location of the food particle is known as translocation. Got it? Translocation, because the location is now different for the food particle. Is it clear, everyone? Just break down the terms and you will understand the meaning by yourself only. Breaking down the term is very, very important. It occurs in the part of the vascular tissue known as phloem. Earlier we got about xylem. Now we are getting about phloem. Besides the products of photosynthesis, the phloem transport amino acids and other substances. Phloem also transports amino acids. These substances are especially delivered to the storage organ of roots, fruits, seeds, and growing organs. The translocation of food and other substances takes place in the sieve tubes with the help of adjacent companion cells, both upward and downward direction. Suppose a leaf is here. Food is needed here also, food is needed here also. So this process takes place by phloem. And what about phloem? The specific part is about called sieve tubes. You just remember the names for the timing. You will get in details of these terms in your class 11 biology. Sieve tubes and companion cells. They stay together. That is why they are called as companion cells. They give company to the sieve cells. Okay, because they do not have nucleus. You will get this in class 11. That is why companion cell stays together. You will get this. Don't worry about that. But for the timing, you just remember the names. That will be enough for your board examination. Unlike transport in xylem, which can largely explained by simple physical forces, translocation in phloem is achieved by utilizing what will be utilized here. Just remember energy. You just remember this word. In phloem energy process. Phloem transport is an energy process. Material like sucrose is transferred into phloem tissue using energy from ATP. This increase in osmotic pressure of the tissue causing water to move into it, and this pressure moves the material in the phloem tissue which have less pressure. This allows phloem to move material according to the plant's needs. For example, in spring, sugar stored in the root and stem would be transferred to the buds which needs energy to grow. This energy flow is explained here. I hope it is clear how food is transported in plants and how water and mineral is transported in plants. Thank you everyone. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching the video. Bye bye.